Apple surprises the market with a major reshuffle of top management. How are decisions like this made, and how do they go down both internally and externally? Here to discuss, board director and Reuters columnist Lucy Marcus. Good to see you again, Lucy. Clearly mistakes were made and Tim Cook needed to be seen to act, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is something where, companies are dealing with this all the time. Change in direction, change in strategy, mistakes are made, and as a result, you need to be able to take a decision, take it quickly, and take it at the highest levels.
These are big decisions. You say take it at the highest levels, so this was discussed in the boardroom, I imagine, at Apple. For how long would something like this have been discussed?
Well, it depends on what's going on there. This was part of it was a response to a mistake that was made with the launch of their mapping. And also they have a larger retail strategy, because we're talking about two different positions here. Clearly, there are going to be discussions in the boardroom, and no major decision like this is going to be made without at least informing the board. It's hard for us to know whether the decision was taken in advance or discussed in the boardroom. But on a larger scale, beyond Apple, of course, there are discussions all the time about the direction of the company, if someone's a good fit, things are working out. If they're not working out, of course, it's always better to take the decision sooner rather than later.
And it has to be said, the head of the retail side was only there for 6 months. Some might say it's unusual to admit you made such a big mistake 6 months ago. Others, and I think you're included, would say, no, they did the right thing getting rid of him now.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no point in keeping someone in a position if you know that it's not working. I think it's much better, much braver to say, look, we tried, it's not a fit. We're talking a very competitive marketplace, difficult economy, competitive marketplace, high-profile organizations. They can't afford to let something that's not working stay for too long. So better to take the decision and be done with it than try to drag it out and sort of have, square peg, round hole.
Do you think something like this is about strategy or about tactics?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. I mean, boards need, you and I have talked about this before, boards need to look at both the grounding and the stargazing side of things, the strategy and the tactics. If a mistake was made, sometimes you can say, okay, mistake was made, draw a line under it, that's okay. If it seems as actually there's something larger going on there, then there's a larger issue. In the case of the choices that they're making at Apple and in other places about a retail strategy, if it's not a good fit, if they've had some sort of disagreement, better to take that decision, and that's a strategic decision as well as a tactical decision. So tactical, mistake was made, someone has to go. Strategic, are we going in the direction that we want to go with our retail outlet or anything else in our development or anything else that we're doing? Those are discussions that happened at board level and should be happening at board level. And
just to finish up with, how much of this decision is about external, is about the market, is about appeasing, comforting the market?
Well, I think, if you let things drag on for too long, then you've got a problem at any level of the organization. So if there's a problem, the market feels comforted if it sees action taken, rightly or wrongly. I mean, and of course, you don't want to run your company to be always chasing after the market and market sentiment. You need to take a stand. But if you know there's a problem, you're better off doing that. We've seen cases in places like the Yahoo board, which I wrote about some time ago, where the decisions were taking too long about who's going, when they're going. That creates instability in the marketplace. And also it creates internal instability. You need to take decisions and then actually act on them sooner rather than later so that everybody knows that they're drawing a line under it, moving on, company moves on, people feel better.
Hats off to Apple?
I think so, actually. Yes, I think so. I mean, again, I'm no Apple expert, but I would say that better to take real decisive action than let things move on. And now it's all about what happens next.
All right, Lucy, great talking to you again. Lucy Marcus, board director and, of course, Reuters columnist. That's it from me. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.